How are you guys?
Pretty
Wonderful. How
good.
are you?
Wonderful. Happy to see you both. Why don't you each tell me a little bit about your role in the project? And I can't wait to hear all about it. Reed, why don't you start?
Okay, well, in the Villains of Valley View, I play Jake, formerly known as Chaos, a villain with super strength. Back in his villain days, he embraced being a supervillain to its full extent and just living off his own ambition. But now, after hiding out in Valley View, Texas, he's on a mission of self improvement to become a better person and live a normal life. And while still being torn between his old villain life and where he's at now, he puts a lot of pressure on himself. And what form that's going to take, we don't know yet.
Very nice. And I'm sorry, honey, how do you pronounce your name?
Malachi.
Horstman.
Malachi. Okay, that's what I
Oh, I
thought.
thought you were talking about my last name. I was like, huh?
No,
Malachi.
Malachi. Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to respect you and get it correct. So, Malachi, what's your role, hun?
So I play Colby, aka Flash Form in the Villains of Valley View. Colby, he's a super adventurous kid. He's your average teenage boy. He loves to have fun, hang out with his family. And while he's also dealing with the normal teenager stuff, he's also having to deal with the fact that he is part of a villain family and he is having to learn how to live with a superpower.
Nice. And how do you each relate to your characters? Reed, why don't you start?
Oh man, I haven't gotten that one yet. I relate to Jake in that I love the idea of growth and change over time and constantly be challenging yourself to step out of your comfort zone and because that breeds growth. And so knowing that Jake is that kind of character, I liked that too. So I wanted to embrace that to its biggest extent. The only way that we're different is I obviously wasn't raised by villains. So to have that, I don't have that like that tension of like wanting to be a villain. I don't have that, but I love how he's constantly trying to be better. And I'm a big subscriber to that.
Nice. Malachi?
Yeah, I mean, that's hard because I feel like me and Colby are pretty similar. Our style is really, really, really similar. I kind of brought the idea of putting a beanie on Colby into because I wear beanies in my normal life. I'm actually really surprised that I'm not wearing one right now, but usually I'm always wearing beanies or hats, and I wear those in the show too, which is pretty fun. And like Reed was saying, the obvious difference is Colby has he's a shapeshifter and he has a power, and he was like he was saying, like Reed was saying, he was raised by supervillains, and obviously I wasn't. But no, I think we're similar and different in pretty awesome ways.
Nice. What was the biggest challenge about playing your roles? Reed, why don't you start again?
Biggest challenge. Oh boy. I think that like a lot of the time you kind of have to balance between two characters because Chaos is very different than Jake. And there were some times where a lot of pressure in the season with a lot of stakes as far as what's going to happen. They were put on Jake, and I wasn't expecting that. So to see the way the writers were going to take that, if either he was going to act on his villain instincts or act in the way that he's been trying to over the past couple months has always been interesting. I never know where Jake's going to land, which is a very fun thing to do. But I mean, yeah, it's a challenge because you're constantly having to play two sides of one coin. You know what I mean?
Nice. Malachi?
Shoot. Okay, I got lost in Reed's answer. What was the question again?
Sure. What was the biggest challenge about playing your role?
Oh, yes. I think the biggest challenge for playing Colby is the fact that he's a shapeshifter, and I think that I've never done anything like that before, and on some of the behind the scenes stuff, it's a little bit challenging, like the multiple different shots that we have to take. It kind of extends our workday a little bit longer. We have to do a clean slate, a shot where I'm in but nobody else is, and then a shot where everybody else is in and I'm not, and but overall, I mean, it comes out to it's a really awesome effect of a transition going from Colby to something else, and it all ends up looking really amazing.
Nice. And we are running out of time, which makes me very, very sad. But if you were each a super villain, what would you want your super villain power to be and why? Starting again with Reed.
I would take Colby's slash Malachi slash Flash forms. I mean, super or to shapeshift is such a cool concept. You can be anything you want to be, and the limit is truly your imagination. I love that idea. I've always like my favorite characters in comics have been those. So I'm gonna say that.
Okay, Malachi?
For me, I mean, it's a little bit obvious, but I would have to say shapeshifting. I would love to take the Flash Form's powers because I mean, I can turn into a bird if I want to fly. I can turn into a cheetah if I want to run fast. I can turn into a gorilla if I want to pick up heavy stuff. I can do all the things.
All the things. I like that. I like that. Well, you two, we are out of time, but I want to tell you I'm very proud of both of you and best of luck. And I hope we talk again soon.
Totally.
Yes,
Thank you
us
so much.
too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.